Good morning and welcome to the What's Up News Network, being broadcast from Panama City Beach, Florida, the home of the world's most beautiful beaches. I am Jim Free with Jim Free Realty. Please click on the red subscribe button just below the picture. In the local news, the Panama City News Herald reports that Fedex plans to build a new distribution center in Panama City to service the region from Pensacola to Tallahassee. Economic developers announced this on Tuesday. According to the Bay County Economic Development Alliance, the new 251,000 square foot FedEx ground facility will support 208 jobs and will be built in the Panama City-owned Intermodal Distribution Center on Highway 231. Construction has begun and the facility is set to open this fall. They could have gone anywhere in the Panhandle, but they chose us because we had a shovel-ready certified site, said Becca Harden, president of the Bay County Economic Development Alliance. This will be their regional headquarters. It is a huge capital investment. On the other local news, D.R. Hartman Construction Company has bought the local travel agency building known as Bookit. The property sold in December of this past year for $5 million. At this time, we don't know what the plans are for D.R. Hartman with this building, but it's a nice facility. On the lighter side, the retired Bookit residents are like many other retirees across the country. They meet at Mcdonalds for breakfast every morning and attempt to solve the world's problems. Well, we ain't got no McDonald's, but we do have a Hardee's on the outskirts of Bookit. Recently, our group took up the open border policy of the Biden administration. Now, we know most of those folks are just hunting work or trying to find a better life for their family, but apparently a few really bad folks are coming in with them. It has been reported that rapists, murderers, and terrorists are coming across the border and disappearing into the country's interior. During the past few weeks, the FBI, CIA, ICE, and Homeland Security and thousands of law enforcement officers were trying to locate 3 terrorists. We should have known that Homeland Security would not be able to find them. It is estimated that there are between 11 and 12 million illegal folks in this country at any given time, and Homeland Security does not know where any of them are at. Perhaps you might remember a few years ago we had a problem that came up. It was called the mad cow epidemic. And our U.S. Department of Agriculture was able to locate a cow that was born in Canada 3 years earlier and track her to her stall in Washington State and then track her calves to their stalls. Here's what the Bookit Group would recommend. Abolish Homeland Security and turn their job over to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Assign the ICE officers to the USDA and have them stand at the border and issue every illegal alien a calf. Then if we need to find that alien, we just have the USDA track the calf. Well, there you go. The FBI would like to thank all Facebook users that took on the 10-year challenge. They have now been able to update their facial recognition software. They would like to request that the some 500 Facebook participants that were wearing masks please post a current picture without the mask. You know, we've had a lot of incidents of police officers being killed in the past year. And when a police officer is killed in the line of duty, I always hear the same sentiment. Well, they knew the risk when they took the job. And that's true. But why can't we apply the same logic when criminals are killed during arrest? They knew the risk when they did the crime. I was concerned over the Christmas holidays about CNN viewers and MSNBC viewers, and would they be able to, after listening to Dr. Fauci and some of the others, would they be able to have a Christmas dinner? Well, we recently received this photo, and I wanted to post it for you so you'd feel at ease that they were able to get together and have a Christmas dinner. On another issue, Aunt Eula Lee is a University of Georgia grad, and she had to fly to Indianapolis to watch the Georgia Bulldogs versus Alabama Crimson Tide bowl game. Aunt Eula Lee and Uncle Henry don't drive, so they had to hire a limo to drive her to the Atlanta airport. So they don't have a limo service in Booker Holler. She had to go to Rome and book one there to make the 60-mile trip to the airport. The first 50 miles of the trip was uneventful. Not a word was spoken. About 10 miles from the airport, Eula Lee decided that she could not make it without first stopping at a restaurant. Since she didn't know the driver's name, she just tapped him on the shoulder. The limo made a hard left turn, jumped the median, crossed 4 lanes of traffic, did a 360 on the shoulder, crossed back across 4 lanes of traffic, jumped the median, and ended up heading south on I-75 toward the airport. Eula Lee said, "Man, what in the world happened to you?" He said, "Lady, I'm so sorry. This is my first day driving a limo. For the past 25 years, I've been driving a hearse, picking up bodies. When you tapped me on the shoulder, I momentarily forgot what kind of passenger I was hauling." He said, "What did you want?" She said, "I was going to ask you to stop so I could use the restroom, but that is no longer necessary." Who let the dogs out? In the national news, for the past 2 years, we've heard Dr. Fauci, President Biden, a host of left-leaning politicians say we must follow the science. It seems that they only want to follow the science, though, when the science fits their narrative. This past month, the U.S. Supreme Court began hearing oral arguments in Dobbs versus Jackson's Women's Health Organization, which puts at issue a 2018 Mississippi law that prohibits nearly all abortions after the 15th week of pregnancy. In the 1973 Roe v. Wade decision, the court ruled that abortions performed before the age of viability, which is the point at which the fetus can survive outside the mother's womb, which the court put as the 3rd trimester of pregnancy. In 1992, the Casey decision confirmed Roe, but did away with the trimester framework, instead ruling that the government may not put an undue burden seeking an abortion on a woman before viability. In the past 49 years, the science has not changed, but the knowledge about the science of the unborn child has changed. You might be interested in knowing that these scientific facts of a child at 15 weeks of age. Number 1, all the major organs have formed. Number 2, the heart pumps 26 quarts of blood per day. Number 3, the heart has already beat approximately 15.8 million times. Number 4, each finger moves separately. Number 5, the baby prefers sucking his left or right thumb. Number 6, the baby responds to touch. Number 7, the baby responds to taste. Number 8, the brain connections that are formed last into adulthood. Number 9, the brain creates neurons at a rate of 250,000 per minute. And very important to me, number 10, the baby can feel pain. Number 11, females have most of the eggs that they will ever produce. Number 12, the baby has practiced breathing for over 6 weeks. Number 13, eye movements are seen. Number 14, the skeleton would be visible with X-ray. And finally, number 15, surgeons have successfully performed surgery at 15 weeks. Is there any doubt that this baby is a person and under our Constitution has the same protections as any other person outside the womb? We should not allow these defenseless children to be cut into pieces and sucked out of the mother's womb. It is time for all Christians and those that believe in the sanctity of life to stand up and stop our government from supporting barbaric act that has taken the lives of over 63 million innocent children since Roe v. Wade. On the pandemic news, something new every day. As of January 3rd, 2022, there had been 5,446,753 deaths worldwide attributed to COVID-19. If we go back to the Spanish flu, which was between 1918 and 1920, there were estimated that there were somewhere between 7 and 50 million deaths from the Spanish flu, and some even say it could have gone as high as 100 million deaths from the Spanish flu. So the Spanish flu was something like 10 to 20 times more deadly than what we've experienced with COVID-19. You know, for those of us in the South, we grew up reading about this great black man that lived in the South that did so many things, George Washington Carver. And I found some rules that are reported that he lived by, and I thought I'd share those with you. The first one, he said, be clean, both inside and out. Number 2, never look up to the rich nor down to the poor. Number 3, if need be, you can lose without squealing. Number 4, win without bragging. Number 5, always be considerate of women, children, and older people. Number 6, be too brave to lie. Number 7, be too generous to cheat. Number 8, take your share of the world and let others take theirs. I don't often recommend books written by liberals, but I'd like to make an exception today. This book was written, and the name of it is The Real Anthony Fauci. Bill Gates, Big Pharma, and the Global War on Democracy and Public Health. It's written by Robert Kennedy Jr. I have not completed it, but I've read several hundred pages, or a couple of hundred pages of it, and it's really worth the reading. I hope that everyone that has an interest in what's going on with the pandemic and these bureaucrats that are feeding all this information to us, I think you'll find this very interesting. And again, it's called The Real Anthony Fauci, Bill Gates, Big Pharma, and the Global War on Democracy and Public Health by Robert Kennedy. You know, Jesus was not an American. He was not black. No, he was not white. He was not Asian. He was not Hispanic. Neither was he a Baptist, a Methodist, a Pentecostal, Presbyterian, Catholic, or any other denomination. He was and is the Son of God. He will never fit into any religious or man-made mold because he is the mold that we should fit in. The sooner we strive to be more like him and stop trying to make him more like us, the sooner we will see his purpose fulfilled in this world that he died for. Until we meet again, may God bless you, your family, and this great nation that we live in.